Okay, we are now in the section on the Sage code. It's optional. Again, we're just trying to push it forward. You may understand everything you've been given, and that's a problem. And people don't always understand everything given. They understand bits and pieces. The more time you spend with something, the more likely you are going to understand it. And we're hoping that we're spending I'm not going to say a lot of time with Sage, but enough where you're starting to say, hey, machines can do these problems too. Here's the deal though. You still have to be able to do these problems paper and pencil. All right. We've spent a lot of time in that. We spend far more time using paper and pencil than we do using computer. And someone says, why do I need to learn to use a computer? Later in life, things get much more difficult and you won't be able to do things by hand. And that's why we need computers. All right. So let's take a look at this code. I'm going to go to my instance of Sage over here, reset. I think you probably know that I always do this. It's a good habit to get into. And why is that? There could be something left over. What does reset do for me? It kind of gives me a clean sheet of paper. All right. X equals var. And I've been doing this, and it's a great idea to define the variables that you're going to use in the problem. Square root, SQRT. That's Sage's way of saying the square root. Well, the square root of 18. And I got to be honest with you, I wonder what Sage is going to do with this, because, it says 3 square root of 2. It puts it into the simplest radical form. Let's say we want an approximation. There are many ways to do it, but one of the easiest ways to get Sage to approximate is use a decimal number. If you did that, it would give an approximate square root of 18. It's approximate though. It's not the exact value. For example, you took this number here. I'm going to copy paste, by the way, and you were to square that number. Well, it gives me 18 approximately. Now, someone says, I wonder if there's other digits after that. There are, but here's the deal. It only gives me up to a certain level of precision. It's not exactly 18, by the way. It's approximately 18. That's what that decimal is indicating to me. All right. So let's do the next one. And the next one, I'm going to copy paste. You can do that too. Copy paste doesn't always work. And what do you get? Well, some people read that and say, I don't understand what they've given me back. And that's a problem. The problem is if you can't do things by hand, what's being returned to you is making no sense at all. But really, what's this returning to me? It's actually returning the simplest radical form, which is really the square root of 2 divided by 2. But again, you may not be able to read that. You may think nothing's happened. Something did happen. Let's do this one over here. And again, I'm kind of wondering what Sage is going to be doing. And I got to be honest with you, it throws back something to me that I kind of expected, but I'm not expecting to see the square root of x squared. Because in Math 100, we kept telling you the square root of x squared is actually x. That's not true. It's only true if we assume x is greater than 0. So I'm going to type this in. Now this is telling Sage, hey, assume that that x is greater than 0. And that's some of the assumptions we're making when we give you problems in Math 100. And it gives me back what I expected. And again, we expected in the notes. Thank you.